I started snowboarding before it was cool. It was 1990, so I was only 7, and it was the first year it was even allowed at my home resort of Mount Snow.
Kelly's elementary school offered a skiing program, so she pushed for including snowboarding. Enlisting dozens of interested students, she went to the principal.
I made my pitch and got to take lessons when I was in 4th grade, and I guess the rest is history. The first contests were fun, but probably a bit more humbling if I were to be quite honest. What I remember most is when the pros would come to town. Shannon Dunn and Trisha Burns and Nicola Toast. I kind of saw those women before me and I thought, well, this is exactly what I want to do. And it was just incredibly inspiring. I got a late start into competitions, but then kind of accelerated pretty quickly. So much support from my parents, just driving me all over New England in ice storms and making sure that I had the right gear and the right opportunities to get into the contests. I remember pitching the idea of going to Mount Snow Academy.
But Mount Snow Academy wasn't in the Clark family budget, so Kelly's parents said okay if she would earn half the tuition working in the family restaurant.
And it made me really apply myself because it made me have skin in the game. You get out what you put in, and hard work really pays off. I just worked really, really hard. I remember making it to the actual competition day of the US Open when I was still in high school. X Games came to Mount Snow when I was, I think, in 11th grade. And I didn't qualify for the contest, but they actually just let me in because I was a good story. And I had to do board across, slopestyle, and halfpipe. I was a triple threat, I think they called it. After my first X Games, as a 16-year-old, I kind of drew some attention from some different companies, from Peter Carlisle, my agent. He always laughs at this because I point blankly told him, well, I plan on winning the Olympics. I knew the Olympics were going to be in Salt Lake City in 2002. I had convinced my dad to let me defer from college for 1 year to prove to him that I could make it as a professional snowboarder and kind of do or die for me.
As the Salt Lake Games approached, she focused on the 5 Olympic qualifiers to earn one of the 3 coveted spots on the Olympic team. But she had a disappointing 7th and 9th place in the first 2 of these events.
It all came down to one trick for me that I kind of kept falling on. I had 3 Olympic qualifiers left, and I just had to figure out how to land this trick, and it was a McTwist. And heading into that 3rd Olympic qualifier, I just knew if I could land this run, it might just work. And I ended up winning that event, and I won the next 2 Olympic qualifiers. I got named to the Olympic team.
Then she also won the US Open and the X Games.
I ended up winning the X Games by 12 points. I just realized at that point that I could really do it. I had like maybe 2 or 3 World Cup podiums, maybe 2 or 3 Grand Prix podiums, but no sustained success. I was the dark horse, if anything, and I just kind of peaked at the right time, and I just kind of let it go, and I landed easily the best run of my life, and I won the Olympics, and I was 18 years old, and it was the first gold medal won for the US for that entire Olympic Games, and it was 5 months after 9/11, one of the most powerful medal ceremonies, seeing the national anthem play and the US flag raised. I guess I just had this idea that when you're successful, it goes along hand in hand with being fulfilled, and I was looking for significance, trying to get it through performance. It was really difficult for me. I kind of went into a depression. You know, I was riding for Burton. I have won every major contest in snowboarding, but on the inside, I was just kind of going through the motions because I didn't know what else to do, and developing a faith in God really transformed me as a young adult. My faith gave me realistic expectations, and it allowed me to just enjoy snowboarding. I made some of my best friends through snowboarding. It's just an amazing community to be a part of.
I'm really bummed. The most decorated snowboarder in history, male or female, Kelly Clark.
In 2010, I started the Kelly Clark Foundation. I wanted to help kids who couldn't afford to get out on the hill. And in 2017, I got to write a book called Inspired, and I basically set out to define success in a healthy way. Sports and snowboarding has such a cool way of illustrating life's principles. I loved seeing what I was capable of. Just a kid from Vermont, you know, and got to be on the world stage for a long time doing what I love.